Hello students, welcome to today's session. This is Sweta Roy, your English Master Teacher at Vedantu, and this is I guess the first live session in this channel. So let me welcome all of you to the very first live session for English in this channel. So let's see who all are present today with us. I see very few students in this channel. क्या हुआ बच्चा लोग? Okay, hi Ayush. Hi Gopal, live chat has stopped. One second. Let me. Okay. So only 21 students. Why so less? क्या हुआ? Okay. So let's rock. Thank you Gopal for the let's rock. So most of the students are in that channel, I guess. Anyways, so let's begin today's session. So are you guys excited for the very first live session of English in this new channel? Yes or no? So let me let me see your excitement in the chat box. Quickly give me a let's rock and let me see how excited you all are. Love from Tamil Nadu. Thank you, Tarun. Thank you so much. Love you all. Hi, Harshil. Hanji, naam le liya. Oh, sorry. I'm not supposed to speak in Hindi in this channel, right? I'm supposed to speak in English in the English channel. Yes. Okay, Harshil, Krishna, Gautam, Vipasha. Thank you for the let's rock. Sir, Harshil, look carefully. This is ma'am, not sir. Okay. Hi, Lena. Word of Jash Lal. Okay. Hi, Harsh. Punjab, Hitesh. Hi. Hi, Tia. Okay. Thank you for the excitement and all the love that you have showered. So let us begin with today's great session, and I hope you have already visited the previous video on the very first part of Letter to God, right? So in this session, we are going to discuss with the question answers and yes, the theme as well as the character sketch. So this session is going to be very important, guys. And so therefore, I request all of you to stay tuned, right? And do not go anywhere. So I'm going to begin with the session with a beautiful story which is shared by one of your friends, which is quite relatable to the question that I asked you, and quite relatable to the story as well. So guys, are you interested? Are you excited for to hear that story as well, which is shared beautifully by your friend in the comment section? So guys, do you want to listen to that story? It's a beautiful story with a very beautiful message, very short one. So guys, are you excited? Let me see how excited you all are. Hi Naval, taking your name. Okay, Krishna, Sonal, Gopal, Shrishti, all of you are excited, right? Thank you, Savik, for the let's rock. Are thank you, Harshil. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hi, Gopal. Okay, so let's begin. Let's begin with the session. Yes, with again a gentle reminder about the online education that we are providing to all of you, right? So, guys, we have taken care of all the doubts that you face. So we have tried to identify the problems that you usually face in education, right? In your learning. So do you agree with me on the problems that you face that we have tried to identify? So if you do agree, give me a yes, give me a thumbs up if you want us to solve all these problems. So guys, I want to see yes, I want to see your response in the chat box. You are my crush. Oh my god. Kushagra, thank you so much. What should I say? Okay. Chalo. Let's begin with the problems. First is doubts. So guys, you face a lot of doubts, right? Right? Yes or no? Right? Yes or no? Yes. So doubts, there is, never ending doubt sessions. Right. So then we do have problems for notes. We do not know where to get notes from, right? Tests and assignments. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? Okay, so I see yes. Competitive exams. Definitely many of you, most of you are preparing for competitive exams, various competitive exams, but you don't know how to prepare yourselves for that. Hannah, right? Yes or no, guys? Okay. And then what about the choice of schedule, ma'am? We have online classes of school going on. How are we supposed to attend the classes, the other classes, right? And the last one is the choice of language, ma'am. we are not comfortable in Hindi, we want to study in English, or vice versa, we are not comfortable in English, we are comfortable in Hindi, right? So these are the various problems that we have tried to identify based on a survey conducted. So am I right on these problems? Yes or no, guys? Yes, Kusum, take in your name. Kusum, take in your name. Yes or no? Okay, so all of you, most of you are saying yes. So no worries, guys. We have not only identified your problems, we have already come up with the solution. Doubts solved. Why? Because you are going to get personalized attention with the help of master teacher, class teachers in the sessions. So they are going to clarify all the doubts, and your doubts are never going to be, with you. They are going to be absolutely clarified. Notes, you're going to get the handwritten notes of the teachers. Tests and assignments we are going to conduct so that you are absolutely ready to face the examination that is going to come, right? Competitive exams, so yes, you need to brace yourselves up for that as well. So we have provision for various competitive exams, Olympiad, etc. for you only. Choice of schedule according to your convenience. We have different time slots, so whatever time slot suits you, you can choose your schedule according to your needs, according to your convenience. And choice of language, definitely we have both Hindi as well as English as the medium of instruction. So whatever you are convenient in, you are welcome. Hanji Ayush, taken your name. Hi Shubham, I'm not ignoring you. Hi Tasmia. Hi Mohammed Kaif. Yes, I am also from West Bengal, Mohammed Kaif. Okay. So not only have we solved your problems, but we also are providing you some bonus features, which is really going to help you a lot. That is, you're going to have unlimited live classes, all crash course and micro courses, performance reports, personalized attention. So the tests we are conducting, we are not just conducting the tests, we are also giving you the performance report based on the tests that we are conducting, right? So you will get a very good idea, a comprehensive idea about the problem areas that you have, and how to go about with it, and how to solve all those problems and rectify and improve on your weaker parts. And of course, you will also get to know your strengths, right? And of course, with personalized attentions, your doubts will never be remaining unsolved. So guys, how to avail this wonderful opportunity? Let me tell you that. You need to visit this link, vdnt.in/ytpro, and choose your grade, choose your board, check out the details. After you are satisfied with all the details, and you need to just click on get subscription. We have 3 types of subscriptions, right? We have 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months. Now within these 3, now this is according to your convenience again. Financially speaking, of course, financially the more convenient is that of the 6 months. If you calculate, right, you are better. I always tell you that you are far better than me in mathematics, right? So if you make a calculation, you will see that 6 months, that is that will be more cost friendly than the 1 month subscription. But if you are not very sure about carrying it till this long duration, if it seems a pretty long duration for you all, then you can also go for the 3 months or the 1 month subscription. So it is convenience, like it is completely based on your convenience, right? So now if you apply the coupon code, you can see the difference in price. The subscription for 1 month before coupon is 2699, and after applying the coupon code is just 2294, right? Similarly, for 3 months it's 6999, and after coupon it's 5949, and for 6 months it's 11499, and after coupon it's 9774. So guys, just visit vdnt.in/ytpro and use the coupon code SWRPRO. So do not forget the coupon code, guys. And I am really looking forward to see you all in our sessions, so that we can together, have a great learning. So we will be there in the sessions as well as here, right? So we will be meeting more frequently, and we will be clearing more doubts, and we will be having even greater learning. Yes or no, guys? So are you with me, guys? Give me a quick thumbs up if you are with me on this. Okay, Tasmia has calculated already 7.5 per session only. So you can see that we have also, taken care of the affordability, right? Okay, crash course. What is crash course? Crash course is the course where, you can have your syllabus revised very quickly. Okay, guys. Okay. So let's rock. Thank you for that. Thank you for the let's rock. Hi, Smita. So now we will start with the session, A Letter to God with me, Sweta Ma'am. So I guess you all are excited for the session today, the first live session with me in English channel. And let's start with a beautiful story. So as you said that you all are, interested to hear that story, to listen to that story, which is not by me, of course, which is being given by your friend. And I really appreciate. Student is the username. The name of the student I don't know, because the name is student, right? So I would read out the story. Please listen to the story very carefully and try to get that message out of the story. It's very beautiful story, guys, right? So there's a story about a scorpion and a saint. And I don't know whether you have heard this story before as well. Well, I had heard this story before, but I couldn't think of, I couldn't get the idea of actually telling the story to you. But yes, thank you for giving me this idea. Okay, so have you heard this story before? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? About a scorpion and a saint. Did you hear the story? Hi, Pralad. Hi, Amrut. Are, thank you, Hitesh. So did you all hear the story before? Yes or no? Yes or no? No? Okay, then it will be interesting for you. So there was a scorpion and a saint. Now the saint was trying to help a scorpion who was drowning. The scorpion was drowning, and the saint was trying to help him out. And the scorpion was continuously, putting its sting on the saint continuously. Okay. And a man who was seeing this, he asked the saint, he said, that why are you helping that scorpion who is constantly, stinking you, right? Putting the stink inside. So what is the saint replied? That it is the nature of the scorpion to defend itself, because the scorpion did not understand that the saint was trying to help him, right? So obviously animal nature, animal instinct to defend itself. If you catch hold of a snake, it is going to bite you, right? It will not understand whether you are, helping you or helping him, or whether you are, trying to do something else with the snake, right? Trying to kill that snake. So similarly, it will, or definitely it is the natural animal instinct to defend itself. So similarly, the scorpion was also doing so, and the saint said that it is the nature of the man, sorry, in the nature of the scorpion to defend itself, and it is the nature of a man to love and protect our fellow beings. So isn't that amazing, guys? So this is what the postmaster also did in this story, A Letter to God. At the end, he just did his duty as a human being. What was his duty as a human being? To serve, to protect, to take care of his fellow human being, to help him in whatever way possible. So the scorpion is like Lencho, right? So scorpion is defending itself. And Lencho, unknowingly, he did not know that, it was the postmaster and the people in the post office who was actually helping him out. So therefore, he ironically, he termed them, these people at the post office, as crooks, right? However, as I asked you this question, what would you have done in case if you were in place of the postmaster? So, what do you think what do you think the postmaster would have done next? So definitely, as if you were, if we are in the place of postmaster, and if we are betrayed by someone like Lencho whom we have helped, it should not stop us from helping someone else. Because when we are helping someone, we should not think about getting something in return from that person. So we should do that selflessly, right? Yes or no? So guys, did you enjoy? Thank you, Sunita. Thank you, thank you. So did you enjoy the story of the scorpion and the saint? And do you agree with the story? Yes or no, guys? Despite the fact that the others, it doesn't matter whether the others are admiring us, or they are, showing their gratitude if we are helping them, whenever we are helping them. But it is on us, right? We should be selfish. We should, never hesitate to do our own duty of being a human being and helping the other person. Yes or no, guys? Okay. Hi, Rekha, taking your name. Okay. So starting with the session, A Letter to God, the second session, I'm going to start with again a beautiful quote. So please do take be careful to understand this quote as well. God gives you strength when you think you have nothing left. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. So do you agree with this quote, students? Give me a high five in the chat box. Do you agree? Thank you, Kushi. Thank you so much. Do you agree, guys? Yes or no? Faith is like a mountain, okay? So faith can move mountains. I think that is what you meant, right? No, I'm not ignoring you, Subi. So thank you for the high five. Thank you so much. Okay. So definitely this is true for Lencho, right? So he when there was this snow that this was there was this hailstorm, right? Because of the hailstorm his crops were it was completely destroyed, है ना? So what did he do? He was at that time helpless, right? He was devastated, he was shaken, he had nothing else left with him, right? However, from where did he derive that strength? He derived his strength to become, to gather his confidence because he had faith in God. So definitely, God gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. He was optimistic. How come he was optimistic? Because he was having faith in God, and that is how he survived. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? Okay. Thank you, Shishti. Okay, I'm good, Rekha. So we will begin with Lencho's character sketch with this thought in mind. So first of all, as I explained Lencho's character sketch in the previous session a little bit, that he was naive. Now, what do you mean by naive? Gullible, right? Just like a child. So when you tell a child a story about, a fairy tale or a story about a god or Santa Claus, maybe, like when I was a child, I used to believe in Santa Claus, I used to believe in fairies, right? I think all of you did, right? All of you did believe in fairies and Santa Claus when you were also kids. So when you tell a child all these stories of fantasy or fairy tales, the child unquestionably agrees with you, and unquestionably accepts whatever you say to him, right? So according to the child, God exists. According to the child, fairies exist. According to the child, even Santa Claus exists, right? So children are they are closer to divinity than the adults. Definitely, yes or no? Do you agree or not? Do you think that children are way closer to divinity than adults? Yes. So when you move away, like when you grow up, you gradually start moving away from divinity, because why? What makes you move away from divinity? Your doubts, your questions. You start questioning, right? Does God really exist? This question means you have doubt in your mind. You are doubting the existence of God. However, Lencho never did that. He was like a child closer to divinity because he had such a tremendous faith in God that he wrote a letter to God asking for 100 pesos. Not only that, when he received only 70 pesos from the postmaster and all the employees in the post office, he got angry at God, right? And he also believed, he was quite certain that God could never make this mistake. So from where is he getting all these? Because of his ardent faith in God. So he is what we call a believer in God, right? So that was about Lencho, and he is God fearing, definitely. He believes in God, he had unquestionable faith in God. So there are numerous instances in your text with which you need to justify these points. So unquestionable faith, definitely his writing of the first letter, his first of all, his believing in God, right? That is what made him write. And he believed that God would never let them, even after the snow, what is that, hailstorm, even after that, he believed that God is someone who is going to help us in every possible need, right? So he is not going to let us sleep hungry, right? And he is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. He can listen to whatever we are saying, even in one's conscience, right? Even in our conscience, deep inside our conscience, whatever we are thinking, God is even listening to that, right? And even he also wrote a second letter to God when he got only 70 pesos, asking God to give him the rest, right? So all this, he never tries to actually find out who is actually sending him those that letter and the 70 pesos, right? Because he had no doubt that about the fact that the letter is coming from anywhere else or it is coming from God. He was certain that it is coming from God, and he is ignorant of the worldly event. So he had a deep faith in God. However, his faith in humanity was not as strong as his faith in God, right? So he was definitely having a great faith in God. However, he lacked faith in humanity. So you need to come to that point as well. And he condemns dishonesty and corruption, obviously, and because he thought that it is the one the post sorry the employees in the post office who had taken his money. So that definitely shows his uh, condemnation of dishonesty and corruption. Not only that, his it also exhibits his lack of faith in humanity, right? So these are the points that you need to cover for Lencho, and definitely he was much like a fatalistic hero because he is completely dependent on nature for his survival. And nature had become mother nature showed her fury on Lencho, and that is why his crops were completely destroyed, right? So definitely you have to also come to that point, the conflict between human and nature, right? So the conflict between human and nature is also shown through the character of Lencho, how his crops were completely destroyed, that I already explained in the previous video. And the second one is conflict between human, that is the postmaster and Lencho's conflict. So please try to cover these points. I hope these points are going to help you out in framing the answer, right? So don't forget to frame your own answers covering these points. Right, guys, understood? Meaning of knife is gullible who believes in anything and everything very easily without any doubt. ठीक है बच्चा लोग? Yes, Akriti, I did see your comment. I have seen all your comments, guys. Wonderful, congratulations, and please keep posting your comments because I really read all the comments, right? Okay, next we will see the postmaster's character sketch. So we have already heard a beautiful story of the saint and the scorpion, right? So the postmaster is like the saint, as I told you that God is present in each one of us, right? We do not need to search for any physical existence of God, right? Because God acts in mysterious ways. Here, he acted with the help of postmaster. So God can be, for Lencho, the postmaster was like God, was the messenger of God because he helped Lencho not only in maintaining his faith intact, but also helped him financially by collecting money and giving a part of his salary, and also asking his employees to contribute, and finally he gave that to the to Lencho, right? So he displays open heartedness, and definitely when the postman who was his employee, he for the first time looked at the letter which was addressed to God. He was he was very what to say, he did not even know the address of the of the address. He had not known about the curious address, right? The mysterious address. He didn't know where to post the letter, right? So that made him laugh at the foolishness of Lencho. But when he showed that to the postmaster reacted in a normal, as a normal human way by initially laughing. But then, what distinguishes the character of postmaster from the postman is his serious nature. Because when he became a little bit serious, he gave it a second thought. He understood that Lencho had tremendous faith in God. So this faith of Lencho in God was not understood by the postman, and that is what separates the postmaster's character from that of the postman and from the normal human being. So we can see the postmaster as someone, someone exalted, in an exalted position, right? He is, placed in a higher pedestal, that we can say. So therefore he resolves to keep Lencho's faith in God intact. Bonjour. Okay, okay, bonjour. Hi, Rina. Okay, so with English, I think we are also learning some French, right? Okay, so are you guys clear with this? Are you guys clear about the character of Postmaster and the character of Lencho? Yes or no? Yes or no? How many sessions? This is the last session for this chapter. So we are going to wind up everything in today's session about letter to God. Right? So clear with the character sketch of Lencho as well as Postmaster. What are the points that you need to cover? I hope you will now be able to frame your answers on your own. Yes or no? Taking the guidance of this video. Yes or no? Yes or no? Hi, Revati. Okay, yes. Very good. Very good. So moving ahead, we will also talk about the irony of the story, which you can include interestingly in both the character sketches, in Lencho's character sketch as well as in Postmaster's character sketch, right? So this part you can include in both the character sketches. Okay, bachcha log? So now we will see the irony of the story. Now, what is the irony? First of all, what is irony? Now, there are various types of irony. Verbal irony, situational irony, dramatic irony, right? So verbal irony is when you speak something else but you do not mean what you say. You mean the opposite. That is verbal irony. Then dramatic irony is used specially in the plays, right? When the audience is aware of what is going to happen, but the characters on the stage are not aware, and the difference between the expectation and reality there contributes to the dramatic irony. And situational irony is what we are going to see over here, right? So irony basically, broadly speaking, is the difference between expectation and reality. So the postmaster and the postmaster had collected, he had contributed his part of the salary, and he also collected all the other employees, from the other employees also he collected some money so that he could keep the faith of Lencho intact, right? However, what happened, uh, Lencho wrote a second letter to God, right? And when the postmaster read that, he first saw that letter which was addressed to God. So obviously you could you could imagine very well about the postmaster's expectation from the second letter. So what do you think, guys? What would the postmaster expect? Okay, Rekha says, I have subscribed to Vedantu. Wow, congratulations, Rekha. Very good. Are, thank you, Devang. Do support, do support. Thank you so much. Thank you, Swastika. So, guys, I have asked you one question. When when the postmaster saw the second letter addressed to God, and he did not read it, right? First, initially he saw. So, what do you think? What would be the postmaster's expectations? If you were in the place of postmaster, what would you have expected? Ma'am, also create your own channel, please. Okay, Hitesh, thank you for the suggestion. I will try to work on this as well. Okay, come on, guys. Thanking, absolutely, Gopal, absolutely correct. So definitely, you would be expecting gratitude, right? Because you have done something good, right? You have tried to help someone in need, and you have tried to also keep his faith intact. So obviously, natural expectation would be to expect, if you are seeing something in return from that person, you will expect something good, right? But Lencho, what did he write? When he read the letter, when the postmaster read the letter, what was written in the letter? When he counted the money, Lencho, he got very angry because he saw only 70 pesos. So he wrote a second letter demanding the rest of the 30 pesos, and it should be sent not through the post office employees, because Lencho says that the post office employees were a bunch of crooks, right? So he is blaming those very persons who actually helped to maintain his faith and also helped him financially, right? So this is the irony of the story, the difference between the expectation of also the readers as well as the postmaster and what was there in reality. Yes or no? Ma'am, why have you not visited the office of Vedantu? Okay, Devang is asking because I never got an opportunity to visit. When I joined, it was already, this pandemic had started. So we were all, working from home. So I joined recently. If you all know, I joined from this academic year and I joined, I think in March. Yes. And tab to already it had started this pandemic. So obviously for, safety, so we have been asked to work from home definitely, right? Okay. So thank you, Dipendra. Please show your love by sharing your love, by keep sharing your love by hitting the like button. Don't forget that. Okay. So next we are going to see the significance of the title, A Letter to God. Yes or no? Happy Janmashtami. Yes, very, very, very happy Janmashtami to all of you. Although we don't have holiday today, but still we should celebrate, right? So calls for celebration, right? So happy Janmashtami. Hope you all are doing great and you're having a good Janmashtami at your home. Yes or no? Okay, okay, okay. So moving back to, yes, Janmashtami, God. So moving back to A Letter to God. So I think it's a coincidentally it's a good day to study about God, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Chats are delayed. We are having Janmashtami holiday tomorrow. Wow, that's great. So, guys, coincidentally, Janmashtami related to God, and we are also studying a chapter which is quite related to faith in God. And so we are, I think, we are blessed, right? And yes, we are feeling we can have that spiritual feel in us. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you agree? Yes or no? Okay. So with that, we will start with the significance of the title. So, guys, as I began this chapter, I was also explaining that when you actually read the title, A Letter to God, so don't you feel a sense of curiosity in you? That letter to God? How can, like, what kind of letter can be addressed to God? And who is addressing a letter to God? Is the story related to someone addressing or writing a letter to God? How is this possible? Immediately it starts, it makes you quite curious and you cannot stop yourself from going and reading the story. Don't you think so? Ma'am, please also teach tenses and its uses. Definitely, definitely. I'm working on that as well. Noted, noted. Thank you, Devang. Thank you. Okay. So, letter to God is, in sync with its theme. So, when you actually answer any, what to say, when you answer any question which is, on the title, you basically have to talk about how the title is completely related to the theme of the story and the message that it conveys. So, basically, you need to talk about the entire story in a nutshell and the theme of the story and the message conveyed in the story. So definitely you have to say that this letter to God is a story about extreme faith in God and how and what is the story all about? It is about a poor farmer who wrote a letter asking for money and how was he helped by the postmaster. So that story you have to summarize in a nutshell and you need to write that. And definitely you need to bring up points from Lencho's character as well, how he had extreme faith in God, tremendous faith in God, ardent believer in God, right? And yes, so the title is definitely justified because Lencho, the central character Lencho, the story is completely revolving around the central character Lencho and his act of initiating a correspondence with God. So definitely it is speaking about someone's ardent faith in God, right? And it is giving us this message of not only from Lencho, what is the message that we are getting? To believe in God, to have faith in someone, right? And from the postmaster, what is the message that we are getting? There is slight irony definitely at the end, so you need to talk about the irony as well. that it is the human being actually who is the messenger of God. And yes, God resides in each and every being, each and every human being, right? So we do not need to search for any physical existence of God, because God acts in mysterious ways with the help of his messenger. So it can be your friend who helps you. So if your friend helps you in time of your need, then he or she is like God for you. Your teachers, your parents who help you unconditionally, who shower your love unconditionally without thinking about anything in return, getting anything in return, they are God for you, right? So whoever is helping us in time of need, they are like God for us, right? So we need to believe in God, and that is where we are. That is the source of our strength. Just like God's existence, belief in God was a source of strength for Lencho, who did not break down even after suffering total loss, right? So his complete, crops were destroyed. Still, he did not suffer. He did not break down because he was having that strength from God, right? Yes, Harcharanjit, I have taken your name. Okay, Avneek, hello Avneek. So now we will move ahead with the important question and answers. First is about Lencho. So describe Lencho as a farmer, and how did the rain gladden his heart, but the heavy hailstones that followed him left him a worried man. So this is also showing the conflict between nature and human being. As I told you, you also have to talk about the conflict between nature and human being, and human being and human being, right? So this is where you can talk about the conflict between nature and human being. So initially, and yes, you can see that how the life of a farmer is completely dependent on the mercy of God and nature, right? Nature is also like God, right? So initially what happened, as you know, Lencho was a farmer who lived in a house on the top of a hill, and he was very hardworking. It is given in the text that he was an ox of a man, and he was strong, and worked as an animal, worked like an animal. The only thing that his crops needed was a little bit of rainfall, right? And he predicted as well that now, when he looked at the sky, he predicted that it's going to rain, and he was very happy. And when rain started to fall as predicted by Lencho, he was very happy. He started to feel the drops of rain on his body, but ultimately his happiness was not long lived. Why? Because suddenly the strong wind started to blow, and along with the rain, hailstones started to fall. Within an hour, the entire garden, the house, the hillside, everything was covered with a white sheet of hailstone. The crops were completely destroyed, and they are not going to. They became certain that everything is now destroyed, and the destruction is compared with the destruction caused by a swarm of locusts, and this destruction caused by hailstone even surpassed the destruction caused by a swarm of locusts. And they had no other option but to survive only on the mercy of God. And that is why, that is where Lencho's faith in God helped him, right? Helped him to survive, helped him to get the strength to survive and not be completely devastated. So, guys, will you do Nelson Mandela? Of course, we are going to do. Okay, Akriti says, Lencho was a farmer who was totally dependent on rain for irrigation. He was really happy when raindrops started falling. He was very hardworking. Absolutely, Akriti. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now the next one is, why did Lencho need God's help? Any idea? Thank you, Tejas. Thank you so much. Thank you, Subi. Thank you so much for asking the students to hit the like button. So please do hit the like button, guys. So anyone have the answer for that? Anyone has the answer? Why did Lencho need God's help? Come on. Yes, Anushka, absolutely correct, because all the crops were destroyed. Absolutely. Hi, Priya. So definitely, Lencho was, his crops were the only means of survival, and he wished it just needed some rain so that he could have a good harvest. And Lencho was also certain that it would soon begin to rain. But what happened, which we already discussed, the the rainfall, how it changed, altered its form into hailstones, and everything was white. Absolutely, Lencho's crops were completely destroyed, and that made him feel sorrowful, and immediately his happiness was changed to devastation, right? However, it was only his belief in God, his faith in God, that made him still stand strong, right? So he wanted God's help for sowing the seed and also for living until the next harvest, and that is why he asked to give, asked from, sought help from God and asked 100 pesos, right? Right, exactly, exactly. Okay, absolutely, Reena, because his crops were destroyed and he was poor and he survived for the whole year on the surplus of his crops. Absolutely, very well answered, Reena. Very well answered. Will you discuss the previous year's questions from this chapter? Okay, but yes, these are the questions which are the most important ones, which we are already discussing. And yes, if you understand the theme, the message, you will not face any doubt in any of the questions, right? And we are already discussing all the important questions, right? So don't worry, guys. Okay, buffering? Why? It's not buffering. Okay. How do you think the postmaster felt when he received Lencho's second letter, and what do you think he did? Okay, Sukanda says the postmaster must have been sad as he helped Lencho, but Lencho called him a crook. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Hi, Ankit. Okay, so the story actually does not say directly what the postmaster felt like, but definitely it would have, shocked him. That we can understand if we try to empathize with him, if we try to place ourselves in the place of postmaster, if in the place of the postmaster, right? And it is possible that he realized that. It is also possible that he realized that sometimes even good intentions are misunderstood, just like the saint in the saint and the Scorpio story, right? Scorpion story, right? So it is something like that, definitely. And he told him the post office employees were a bunch of crook. In fact, they were kind and helpful, and they had collected money to help him. However, ironically, Lencho blamed those very persons who helped him in keeping his faith intact. So thank you, Suvi, thank you so much. Okay. So definitely the postmaster, we do not know what was the feeling of postmaster, which is not given in the text. So we can think if he is having that kind of maturity, then he would definitely understand that sometimes always your good deeds are not rewarded directly, but some way or the other, definitely it would be rewarded, right? So yes, now we have what circumstances made Lencho write a letter to God? Why does this act, sorry, what does this act show about him? Come on, guys. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you so much. Okay, only 111 likes. But I am very sad. Please thoda like बढ़ा दो, है ना? Okay. Oh, I am not supposed to speak in Hindi. I'm sorry. Okay, okay. Chalo. The hailstorm forced Lencho to write a letter because he had no other way left. Right. Absolutely, absolutely. His crops were destroyed. Yes, Sukanda. He will have to go hungry for the whole year. Hence, he wrote a letter to God due to his utmost faith. Absolutely, absolutely. So, definitely, what circumstances we have already done that. How the rainfall changed into hailstorm, and the entire crops, all his crops were destroyed. All his crops which showed sign of good harvest were completely destroyed. So definitely he had no food. He had absolutely nothing left with him, because farmers they are totally completely dependent on rainfall, on nature, right? So there was no other hope except help from God. And Lencho and his family were religious, and they had an unshaken faith in God. He believed that God would never let anyone sleep in hunger, right? So never could anyone die of hunger. That is what Lencho believed. And therefore, Lencho decided to write a letter to God. So this also speaks about his tremendous faith in God. And he asked for 100 pesos so that he could sow his fields and also so that he could live until the next crop comes, right? So that he could make his two ends meet and also feed his family members, right? And he wrote a letter to God, and he also dropped that letter in the mailbox. So that was his tremendous faith in God. And so next is Lencho described the post office employees as a bunch of crooks. Were they really a bunch of crooks? How would you describe them? 116 likes. Okay. 133 likes. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Please keep increasing. Please keep increasing. Okay. Pavnesh is saying because of the hailstorm, his crops were destroyed and he was not having money. And the last way he was to write a letter to God. Definitely, definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Subi, for constantly saying that. Thank you so much for making an appeal on behalf of me. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so definitely, uh, who is a crook? First of all, a crook is someone who cheats or who is a dishonest man, right? So Lencho requested God for 100 pesos definitely, and he received a letter in the mail. And if you remember, the letter was signed as only God was written on the letter which Lencho received, because the postmaster wanted to maintain his faith intact, right? However, when he opened that, he found there were only 70 pesos instead of the 100. So Lencho believed that it was obviously the post office employees who had taken away his 30 pesos, because he could never doubt in God, neither in the existence of God, nor in the fact that God could make any mistake, right? However, so therefore he called him a bunch of crooks. However, the post office employees were not cheats, that we know. They were kind and generous. They tried to help Lencho in maintaining his faith, and also, you know, they acted for charity. They acted as an act of kindness. So definitely it was wrong for Lencho to call them a bunch of crooks. However, we can also empathize with Lencho and say that yes, he was naive. He did not have the knowledge of the world. He was more like a child, right, who had more faith in God than on humanity, right? So next is writing a letter to God for help really shows not only the unshaken faith in God of the writer Lencho, but also shows his utter simplicity and innocence. So definitely this answer also you can include in the character sketch of Lencho. Yes or no? Yes or no? Irony condition. Okay. Okay. 123. Abhi to 133 bola. Okay. So now we will move ahead with the answer. Any answer? He's very innocent because he did trust humanity. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Lencho had utmost faith in God but lacked faith in humanity. Yes, absolutely, Sugandha. What is the meaning of simplicity? Simplicity means very simple, without any complication, right? Very straightforward, right? Okay. So, writing a letter to God and addressing it to God shows definitely Lencho's unwavering faith in God. He was a simple man, therefore, he could not understand the ways of the world, right? And his innocence, he was a simple farmer, believed in God, believed wholeheartedly in the existence of God, and his innocence and firm belief in God's mercy even deeply impressed and influenced the postmaster, and that is why he decided to write this letter, because he did not want to shake Lencho's faith. And he collected 70 pesos and signed the letter with only one word, that is God, because he wanted to show as if the letter has come from God. So Lencho had great faith in God, definitely, and his mercy that he did not show any surprise when he received the money. So definitely when he received that money, he was he did not show any surprise. Suppose you write a letter to God and suppose you receive that money. Won't you be surprised? Tell me, guys. Won't you be surprised? Yes or no? Suppose you somehow manage to write a letter to God and you also receive back the letter, or receive some money. So won't you be surprised? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So Suvi says yes, Ankit says yes, Akriti says obviously. Okay, so definitely. So why would you be surprised? First of all, in the first place, you will never write a letter to God. Second, you will never post it. And by mistake, if you do so, third, if you get a reply back, you will be really shocked. Why? Because you somewhere have this idea in mind, somewhere you have a question on the existence of God, right? We all have this question in the existence of God. Although we call ourselves, yes, believers, we believe in God. However, still, we somehow doubt. There is an element of doubt which Lencho did not have, right? So, definitely, and the last ironical part that you all know that we have already discussed, right? Okay, so we will really get surprised, of course, Krishna. So that was all for today's session, and we are going to end the session with again a beautiful quote, guys, for you all. God lives, feels, and suffers in every one of us, and in course of time, his attributes, knowledge, beauty, and love will be revealed in each of us. Do you agree? Yes or no? Do you agree, guys? Happy Janmashtami, Romeo. Happy Janmashtami. Yes, postmaster represents the people who believe in helping others. He is such a kind character. Of course, of course. Okay, so we should take that message from the character of the postmaster, and we should never hesitate to help someone even if we do not get anything in return. And yes, do you agree with the quote that God lives, feels, and suffers in every one of us? That is what the story is trying to show. The story is trying to give us this message. Yes or no? Yes. So did you enjoy today's session, guys? Did you like today's session? Okay, bye-bye. So I hope you have liked today's session. So before you go, do not forget to subscribe, right? So choose your grade, choose your board, check out the details, click on get subscription, and you have 3 months subscription. I mean 3 types of subscription: 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months, right? So do not forget, guys, just visit vdnt.in/ytpro using the coupon code SWRPRO. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying tuned throughout the session. And do hit the like button. And this is a new channel, so we all need your support. So kindly subscribe as well. If you have not yet subscribed, do subscribe to this channel, because we are going to come up with more videos for you all, right? So this is just an attempt to to teach you all, right? So thank you so much, and dhanyabad. Okay, Romeo is writing in Bengali and I can read Bengali. So bye bye, take care, thank you so much.